We start our blog with a bang, capturing the essence of Kogi and the excitement surrounding its arrival. Next, we dive into the backstory, introducing Roy Choi and his vision for bringing gourmet food to the streets. Then we explore the impact of Twitter and how it helped build the Kogi brand. We continue with a deep dive into their menu, explaining what made their fusion so unique and delicious. In the fifth section, we highlight Roy's dedication to social justice and the positive impact Kogi had on communities. We then move on to discuss Kogi's expansion and the numerous awards and accolades they received. In the seventh section, we explain Kogi's lasting legacy and how it inspired a new generation of food trucks. Finally, we conclude with a summary of Kogi's impact on the food industry and its importance in bridging cultures through food. Next, let's craft a title that captures the attention of the reader. Here are some options. Feel free to use any of these or come up with your own if you have a better idea. And remember, a great blog post is easy to read, so make sure you use lots of short sentences and paragraphs to keep your audience engaged. Now let's write the perfect hook to reel in our readers. We want to set the stage and introduce the concept of Kogi and the impact it had on the LA food scene. We can do this by starting with an enticing question or a surprising statement. Let's go with this hook. November 2008. A battered food truck pulled up outside an LA nightclub. Tucked inside were Korean short ribs sizzling on the grill. Word got out and the line grew. It snaked around the block and down the street. People waited hours to get their hands on those juicy tacos and they weren't disappointed. Kogi changed everything. It introduced a new way of experiencing food, a fusion of flavors and cultures that had never been seen before. But what really makes Kogi stand out is its story. It's a tale of creativity, determination, and a whole lot of heart. Now that we have the hook, it's time to delve deeper into the story. Let's introduce the main character and set the stage. We can do this by sharing a bit of background about Roy and his vision for Kogi. Growing up, Roy Choi never felt like he belonged. He was half Korean and half African American, and he struggled to find his place in both cultures. But one thing he did find was solace in food. When he was just 12 years old, he started cooking for his friends and family, and he quickly developed a passion for creating new flavors and exciting dishes. Roy knew he wanted to be a chef, but he also wanted to make a difference in the world. He didn't want to just cook for the rich and famous. He wanted to bring his food to the streets and share it with everyone. With a degree in hand, Roy was ready to take on the world, but he soon realized that his dream of feeding the masses wouldn't fit in a fancy restaurant. He needed a different kind of kitchen, one that was on wheels and free to roam the streets. In 2008, he teamed up with Mark Mangera and Caroline Shin to create Kogi. Together, they took Korean barbecue and Mexican street food, two of Roy's favorite cuisines, and fused them into something truly special. Their menu was simple but genius. They offered kimchi quesadillas, spicy pork tacos, and short rib sliders, all topped with kimchi, jalapeno, and cilantro. Each bite was an explosion of flavor, a harmonious blend of savory, spicy, and tangy that left customers wanting more. But Kogi wasn't just about the food, it was about the experience. Roy wanted to create a sense of community and belonging, a place where people could come together and enjoy delicious food and great company. He did this by hosting pop-up dinners in unexpected locations, keeping customers guessing where they'd find him next. He turned parking lots and sidewalks into gathering spots and created an atmosphere of excitement and anticipation. And then there was the Kogi truck itself. It was a sight to behold. A bright yellow Chevy step van covered in graffiti art that proclaimed Kogi. It was a mobile billboard that attracted attention and created a buzz wherever it went. But the real buzz began when Roy took to Twitter. He started tweeting about the truck's location, the food they were serving, and the crowds they were attracting. And the response was overwhelming. Thousands of followers tuned in daily to catch the latest Kogi update and be among the first to try their mouth-watering creations. Soon, lines of hundreds of hungry customers stretched out the door, eager to get their hands on one of Kogi's coveted tacos. They waited patiently in the sun, chatting with their fellow foodies and sharing their Kogi love on Twitter. By the time their order was ready, they felt like part of a club, a tribe of like-minded individuals who appreciated the food and the experience. And then it happened. The word spread like wildfire. Kogi wasn't just a food truck, it was a phenomenon. Media outlets flocked to cover it, bloggers raved about it, and foodies made pilgrimages to taste it. Soon, Kogi was more than just a name, it was a movement. A movement that celebrated diversity, creativity, and the joy of good food. But Roy wasn't content with just feeding the masses. He wanted to make a difference. He partnered with non-profits to provide meals to those in need and used his platform to speak out against food deserts, areas where fresh, affordable food is hard to come by. He believed that everyone deserved access to great food, regardless of where they lived. As Kogi's popularity soared, so did its reach. What started as a single truck turned into a fleet of 5. Then came the restaurants, Ali,